So, okay, where do you where do you get your inspiration from for each album? Because I know you like it's positivity, but what is your process or?
Usually, my normal process, I will say that I basically just start creating music. These beats would speak to me, and I would just start knocking out these tracks, and slowly but surely, they all end up having some overall possible concept, something that it all goes. And out of nowhere, it just kind of just comes to me. I'm like, hey, this album, I know what it's gonna be called.
Right.
It's gonna be called this, it's gonna be called that.
So how many songs in do you go to before you get your title?
I want to say usually a good 4 or 5 gives me a good idea of what the album's going to be sounding like. Now, this album that I'm working on now was just a different approach. The concept.
Wait. You want to save this, man.
I know I wanted to save it. I'm just going to say, the concept came to me, and now I'm making music off the concept. That's all I'll say about that, because
that's what I used to do too. But for me, like I would always have to have my album name first before I could start recording. I'm just kind of weird.
That's probably how a lot of artists may do it. The reason why I normally don't do that way, I feel like I limit myself to just it's like at that point I box myself if I have a title.
Right.
And I feel like I'm running into that a little bit, but it's okay because what I have planned, man, I know I feel good about it.
I mean, what I've seen from your new album is very it can go a lot of ways.
Yeah.
And that's good. I mean, I won't say too much, but yeah, I feel like it can go like a lot of ways. I mean,
there's a lot of ways to go. It's just a matter of figuring out which direction to go, or have multiple directions to go with it, and just make it all work.
One thing that I admire about you, and what a lot of people don't know, is that you were one of the first people to fuck with Snow the Product before she even blew up.
Yeah. And
that's pretty big.
Yeah, and her reason being was, when I came across her music, she was in Cali, and this is when she was first starting, and I saw something, and I dug her work, and I'm like, I hit her up, and we were able to, she's cool. We were able to collaborate, and I mean, honestly, for what I had to pay to make that happen, that was like pocket change at the time.
Really?
Yeah, pocket change, because, she was at the beginning, and then, I always just felt like she was going to be somebody, and, I held on to it for a little bit, And,
I mean, but what I think is cool about it is that, cause that'd have been me.
Yeah.
I'd have been like still promoting that song.
Yeah.
And I think it's cool that you don't do that. That you just like
I should promote it. Honestly, I should promote it. But it's just something that I need to promote everything I've done, and I haven't. The reason being is not lack of wanting to. I'm good-hearted in this game, and that's something that no one really should be, because you get taken advantage of. People use you for as long as they can use you, and while I'm helping other people, I'm not promoting myself as an artist.
Right.
And that's the mistake that I made over the years. This album, I'm trying to be different. I still want to mess with my homies. I still want to do music with my homies and help them out where I can. But I also want to focus on me and put on for me, because no one really knows who TroubleSome really is unless they know me on a personal level.
Right.
And my fan base needs to grow.
Yeah.
And because, I make good music, I know I make good music, but I'm not giving it a chance because I'm not promoting it enough to get it in the hands of people. And I'll be the first to admit it, I lacked promotion in the past. And that is something I'm trying to change. So that is what I have to do. I've been through enough, been through too much pain that things got to change. So that's where I'm at, and that's what I'm going to do. One way or another, this next album, everybody's going to know who TroubleSome is,
So, for I guess for all your albums, how do you go about like features?
Features have to happen organically.
Good.
Like when I hit you up to do the track that, actually you're actually on two of my projects.
Yeah.
The first one was Throw in the Game. That why yeah. That shit was dope. You know? And that shit just happened of just being in the studio and working for the first time. You know? And it's crazy because that was our first time really working together. Yeah. Because we knocked that out and then we knocked your For Too Long out in the same session. And our first time working together and fucking that shit happened. Me and you just had fucking chemistry like no other.
It just clicked.
And fucking just, man, we made it. We made that shit and dude, that shit reminded me something that just could be, I mean, that's some shit you could hear on the radio. Because, the hook was catchy. It wasn't dumbed down or anything like that. It was just what it was, and straight to the point. And it was fun track, the little baby crying in the hook. That shit was that was a nice touch right there.
I had a great time doing it. And I remember I was so hyped because you were on Spotify. Yeah. And I remember I told all my niggas, I was like, yo, go in there, look at my nigga.
And then that was when you were sincere to Moke. Sincere to Moke, and I always dug that name, as opposed to Moke. Moke is just like, it's simple,
Yeah, I mean
it's cool, but
I'm still sincere to Moke, but it's just like Moke was just so easy, and I just kind of just let it go. You know what I mean? Because with the podcast, it wouldn't be hard to be sincere to Moke and friends. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
and it works. I mean, it still works. But I'm gonna be honest, man. I get you on this project, man. I'm putting featuring sincere to Moke.
Oh yeah, hey, there's still some people that call me sincere.
That's the Moke I know. That's the real person. That's full throttle, full on MC, mode right there for you, and that's just me kind of paying homage to you as an MC because you're a real MC,
Thank you.
You make dumbed down music, but when you really, really, really put on fucking man. MC, man, extraordinaire, and that's just what it is, and it made me start rapping. And then, performance game, man. I mean, your performance game is dope as shit. I want to say that all the homies I fuck with on a regular around here have a dope performance game, And to me, rather than me inspiring, I'm being inspired to one day be that great at my performance game, because I'm now doing more shows than I've ever done, and I used to be scared to do shows because I'm just really a shy motherfucker, and I just, I've always, growing up, I struggled with public speaking. I struggled with just speaking in front of the class, hell, speech class was torture for me,
I love speech class.
Man. And, I did it still, but, because I had to.
Oh, yeah.
That and, I cared about my fucking A's, I gotta get my damn A's and shit, so.
Low key, I'm really shy, too. I'm very shy.
But, music has helped me get out my shell. I no longer perform with shades on. That's how comfortable I feel now, at least, I'm remembering.
You be in a dark ass club with shades on.
Yeah, I always felt stupid doing that, but I felt like I needed to. And don't laugh, but you want to know what goes in my mind through that wearing shades? Remember the movie Big Daddy? Yeah. Puts it on. He's Frankenstein. That was my Frankenstein moment. For real? Yeah. I felt like I was invisible in a sense, but people could at least hear my music when I'm performing. Even if I forgot my words, my music is still there, and they could still hear it and shit, and it was dope. And even though I fucking sucked at performing at the time, it.
Well, I don't want to say that you suck.
No, well, yeah, I'm being harsh on myself, but I would forget words. I didn't know how to move. I didn't know how to hold the mic. Nothing, and I was still out there trying. And the biggest thing, my downfall was I was always drunk when I did it because I thought it would relax me. Now I don't want to have a drink until after I perform. Yeah, that's how I am too, man. Because the first show that I ever did, big show that I did, was the Gorilla Zoe and DJ show in 2009 at Far West. It's the biggest show I ever did. I paid fucking ridiculous amount of money just to get on. And I felt so much adrenaline that show.
You did it sober?
Yeah, I did it sober. That I threw up after I got off stage.
Eminem?
You know? Normally people throw up before, but I threw up after the fact, and I was like,
wow.
I was like, fuck. I was like, man, I mean, I like the feeling of that adrenaline, but man, I couldn't believe it. But I put myself in a tough position that show because that was my second time performing ever.
Oh, wow.
And
that's good, though,
I was nervous, but I did all right, man. And I mean, shout out Country, man. Country on that show, man, like, he didn't know none of my words because he wasn't, he wasn't intended to be my hype man, but while my homies got off stage, while I was still performing mid-set.
What?
He got on stage and tried to kind of be my hype man, not knowing my words. And, that's something that I will never forget. Thank you, Country, for trying to at least save me from losing my mind, And it's just, I mean, he's always been cool, man.
The Country De La Rosa?
Yeah, Country De La Rosa. Yeah. The Country McFly is what I know.
Yeah,
Country B is really what I know him by,
Where's he at, Lubbock? Or?
I think he's in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, maybe. I'm not sure. But he will be a hip hop fest. That's a good thing.
Oh, he will?
Yeah, he'll be a hip hop fest. And
set the record straight. Are you or are you not, or do you want to, or do you not want to be at hip hop fest?
I want to be a hip hop fest.
Put them on, Smokes. Come on.
I'm more so waiting for that announcement, really.
Yeah.
I haven't spoke to him, so I'm not really sure if I'm even still on or what's the deal with that. But it is what it is. Whether or not I'm on, I'm on.
And if you if you perform there, should we expect new music or?
I honestly don't know, man, because any music I perform is gonna feel new to a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of stuff that I'm digging right now is from my lately EP, and that's my last real project that I dropped, and that's the one that took years just to even finish. Somehow along the way, I learned how to rap faster, and I feel like I can do more of those hardcore beats, and I go a lot harder in a sense, and that's really the kind of shit that I'm digging right now. And even if I was doing a positive track, like, I want to go hard on it, I even want to try to rap a little fast, even if it's just spurts here and there, like, I just kind of dig that style right now. I have a beat that I'm working on right now, and it's slow compared to what I'm used to lately, and man, it's hard. It's hard, to get back to doing something like that. But I'm gonna do it because the concept that I have for it. I'm digging. The hook's already made and everything, and I'll find a way to get it done. So I'm not worried about that.
One thing, and I told you this years ago, but one thing that I really admire and respect about you as a person and as an artist is your positivity. And the fact that you, like, in a sense, you don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna be you regardless of who likes you or not, or whether people vibe with it or not. But do you want to be on a different scale? Because the thing is, like, I always felt that if you, not just if you move, but if, like, TroubleSome, the brand, like, surpass West Texas, I feel like people would understand, because I feel like here is more nonsense, and people just want to hear just ignorance.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? And so I always felt like, like, why aren't you, not saying you're not, but why aren't you, like, popping more than other niggas? Because, like, low key, like, you're the only nigga who really makes the type of music that you make out here, that you ain't talking about busting guns, you ain't talking about drugs and all this shit. You know what I mean? Like, you're putting out a good message and still, like, making people move and do all this shit.
Yeah. For many years, I entertained the idea of moving, starting fresh somewhere else. Mm-hmm. The things that kept me here was my mom's buried here, my dad was still here, my little family's here.
All right. Stability.
Stability, But of course I can find stability anywhere, that's not a problem for me. It's just, for years I felt like, I think the one thing that did really keep me here and call me crazy or anything, but the fact that my mom's buried here, I can go visit her at any time. Yeah, if I moved away, I can still come back, but it's a lot easier at any given moment. I can go visit, speak with my mother, and
that's crazy because for me, like, I don't think I could really like move back and live in Austin just for the fact that my daughter died there.
Yeah. And not to get off subject, but I think that's like a different dynamics. I feel like that bond that you had with your daughter, like, it's a lot deeper than I have with my mother, for the sake of, you made that life. Right. You brought her into this world, so I could get why that would be hard, Me, I think it's my mother's love and having some place to just go visit her helps me, because I had hella memories with her, You were just starting to have memories. Yeah. Every memory you have is great, but, that's too young, and, it's just, I feel like it's I don't know how I would be able to handle that, man. Right. Honestly, it would be different. I may be like you at that point because I'm like, I don't think I can face it, I can, but I can't, right. That's a lot harder than losing a parent, I feel like parents live their life. They live their whole life already, and yeah, my mom, passed early, but, she did live some kind of life and did get to, she raised me, so it's like her purpose for life, she got to live that still, despite passing early, your little girl, man, that's something that, you don't get to see her grow up, right. And I think that's probably more what hurts more, Yeah. That's probably why you're in that position, and, it's, loss is a part of life, and I hate it. That's the part of life I hate,
So does that, by you losing your parents and by you having such a good relationship with them, does that help you more with your music?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It does. I feel like my mother inspires me to be as creative as I can be on my regular job, because that was all for her. Yeah. The music, my dad, you could for him being my number one supporter, so that gets to that's where I feel like I get my full inspiration from my father, because he wouldn't just jam my music even just when I'm around. Like, I'd just pop out of nowhere and I'd catch him, listen to my music,
yeah.
And so that's love right there, man. And it wasn't just because I'm his son. He dug it, Yeah, that's what I love about my pops, man. He's supported, man, and you being being an artist, you know how important it is to have that support, and especially when it comes from somebody even like your parents, that shit's got it. That means so much.
It's like you can do anything then.
Exactly, and especially one of the important pieces and key components that my dad supported me in was building my booth. Me and him, we built that booth together. Hell, even my computer desk that I have right now that I recorded, have all my equipment on. We built that. The current one that I have right now, that's the last project me and him did. He was sick as shit, and still, he wanted to build that for me. So wow. We both got off of work, and I'd go over there, and in a week, we knocked out my desk.
Dang. Wow.
So, and those are little things that I hold on to, I'd feel bad replacing my desk,
Yeah.
My booth is alive and well, not in my studio anymore, but it's at my brother's house, and shout out Murda for taking that booth in and putting it to use, man, because, I feel like at any given time I could go and, I want to see my booth, so I just, I go, hey, man, let me come by and,
yeah.
I just want to look at it,
So, just to veer off, one thing I did want to ask you about, when and where and how did MOB start?
MOB started, couple years ago. I want to say maybe in like 11 or 12, 2011 or 2012. MOB was initially supposed to be a clothing line. And I can't take all that credit for that because one of my little homies from back in the day, from where I grew up, Louis Bernal, he's the one that gave me that idea, you know, because he knew what I was kind of about, you know. I was already working towards being a business guy and everything, and, you know, I wanted to make business casual kind of clothes. And he actually came up with Man of Business. And, you know, when he did that, I sat on it and thought about it. And I asked him, I was like, hey, man, I dig that. You mind if I use it? And he was like, man, use it, man. That's dope, man.
Hell yeah.
So I got a logo made. And that's usually the logo that I actually use for the most part, you know. And, you know, the clothing line really didn't pop off because I lacked knowledge of printing and the cost that it would really take, you know. And for what I wanted to do, it's expensive, man, for just to go business casual and try to get, you know, mass production type going on, you know. Nowadays, you know, I got a lot of friends that are, you know, have their print shops and whatnot, and, you know, shout out Smuck at Hard to Paint, and Ruben at Print-O-Vision, you know. They're, you know, and they're actually, you know, one was a producer and sound engineer, and the other one was actually a dope MC, you know, and actually has done a lot musically, and you know, they both branched out and now they're self-employed, which is dope, you know, and I respect that. I feel like now I got more knowledge with that, at least, you know, like what my options are, I guess. So what I focus on now is merchandise, you know, at least for me as an artist. But somewhere along the way, you know, I thought of, well, you know, everything I'm doing so much, you know. Started doing graphics first, well, recording people first,
right? Then
graphics, then photography and video, you know. And the next thing I'm just doing all kinds of shit, and I'm like, you know, I'm living up to that name, Man of Business, you know. And one day I'm just like, you know what? That's what my brand's gonna be, Man of Business. Let's do it.
Do you still want to like maybe do clothes?
I do, but I feel like that's something I probably would go more of when I'm older. You know, something else to fall back on, because at that point I will still be creating, you know. And plus, you never know. I may at that point I might have the funding to actually make it happen as big as that I want to make it. So that's more of a, and plus, you know, it's just right now I'm doing too much. I want to be an artist right now, and that's my focus. I want to be an artist. So the clothing line, I'm not worried about it right now, but I think I will come back to it.
Yeah. So I guess before we kind of wrap, are there any new rappers here that you're like a fan of, or that you enjoy seeing or listening to?
Actually, there is, man. I met this one cat at a cypher that I shot, and he goes by the name of Bars, and he truly lives up to that name. I had never heard of him at all, and I came across his music from that cypher, and then, you know, I hit him up, hey man, you working on some music or what, you know? And he was like, yeah, man, I'm slowly working on a project. And he sent me 2 tracks. And, man, I was, like, blown away. And I'm like, man, like, yo, this cat right here, man, if he keeps making music, he's going to be a force around here, you know? I mean, he's performance game. I've seen him perform, like, twice. Dude is dope, man. And he's, like, all around dope. So I know that he could be somebody, you know. I feel like he could actually be somebody to blow up too. Other cats I look to are more of not really new, more of people that have been in the game, you know. And Half Breed, man, Half Breed's still going strong, you know. E Craze always been one of my favorite artists, even though he's my homie, you know. But still, like, even if he wasn't my homie, I would dig his music, you know.
Me too. E Craze is like Dr. Dre with Detox, man. You know what I'm saying? For real, man.
Yeah, man. So when's it gonna drop, E Craze? When's your album gonna drop? You know. But yeah, I mean, you know, and I'm trying to think if there's any of the new cats, man.
I was a fan of Fees before he got locked up. I liked Fees. Fees rap.
Fees is dope, man.
Yeah, Fees rapped his ass off.
Fees is dope, man. I guess we can say he's still kind of new. I mean, he's not new, but he is in the sense when he started going solo. In a sense, you know, his project was Perfect Mistakes was dope, man.
Yeah,
I actually copped that. You know, I copped that, and he has his demeanor and his style. Dopeness, man. Another cat that's dope all around is we actually signed somebody once again, Tex Pesci. He's on our label now.
What's his name?
Tex Pesci.
I've seen that name before.
Yeah, he's been in and out of the scene, you know, but now he's here to stay, kind of deal, you know. And
he on Calico?
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah. Well, and one thing we didn't touch on. The label now is pretty much like Music Notes / Calico Inc. basically.
Who's Music Notes? You?
Yeah, I mean, I'm Music Notes and Pesci's Music Notes, and that's, you know, it's almost like a combined deal.
So you have your own thing?
Well, no, it's not. It's not really our own thing. It's basically still Calico, but more of Calico. Kind of like, remember how No Limit had the new No Limit or No Limit Forever?
Yeah.
That's our rebranding in a sense. Music Notes / Calico Inc. is the rebrand of the label at this point, because we're trying to be fresh, trying to be new, and rebrand ourselves basically. Because in the sense, you know, me and Low Life right now, and Pesci, of course, you know, Music Notes, you know, is a representation. When we do make money off our music and everything, all the services we provide. You know, so you know, Pesci's hardcore on his merchandise. You know, he sells merchandise left and right. You know, so he's making cash off of that. You know, and you know, me, my MOB, and my music. You know, I sell records. You know, whether it's physical form or digital form. You know, and Low Life, man, them beats he makes and his he's actually part of MOB Media now too. You know, on the graphic side. You know, he's actually gotten pretty damn dope at graphics. So you know, we represent being able to do what we love and make money off it, basically. Yeah. You know, we're not saying that we're rich off it, but we do make some cash, you know, off it. You know, yeah. The cash I'm able to fund my projects. You know, I don't have to dig in my pockets to.
So shit pays for itself.
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much, yeah.
Hell yeah. Is there anything that you want to touch on? Anything? I mean, social media mediums, can we find you? Whether you're on Spotify, like how do we find TroubleSome?
You know, I'm on odd to find my actual music. You can just go to any digital outlet. You know, Spotify, Rhapsody, CD Baby,
Tidal,
iTunes, Tidal.
I'm real big on Tidal.
Google Play,
Apple Music.
I'm pretty sure I'm on Apple Music. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure if you're on all that shit.
Yeah, you know, where I go through, basically they put you everywhere, basically.
Yeah.
And whether you make money or not, and you know, all you got to do is Google TroubleSome and my album titles. You know, and the reason why I say search with my album titles is because, you know, there's some other TroubleSomes out there. You know.
Yeah.
You know, it's not. I mean, TroubleSome is a common kind of. It could easily be a common rap name.
You type in TroubleSome Pop, gonna come up.
Yeah. You know, so you have to Google my title. You know, I haven't got around to spelling my name differently or changing my name. I don't want to change my name because it's who I am.
We know you as that.
I'd rather just change the spelling or something. You know, but right now I'm cool with that because you know, when you follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, don't mess with Twitter too much because I'm just not on there very much, but. Facebook and Instagram probably going to be your best bets, and more of Facebook because I'm extremely active.
Are you a Snapchatter?
You know, I have Snapchat.
I'm an old nigga. I don't got shit.
And I just fuck with the filters.
Yeah.
You know,
TroubleSome with a little
take a selfie,
puppy face.
Puppy face, you know, be like, you know, do my DMX impression, you know, and you know, I'll save it for my own personal stash, you know.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm not active on Snapchat really, you know. I mean, it's too much for me, you know. Instagram and Facebook are really where I'm at, you know. And I would really recommend just get on Facebook, you know. You can get on my personal page or my artist page, you know. Just look up TroubleSome Calico. Or
YouTube.
just look up Joey Pineda, you know, and I'm there, you know, and I'll post links. Then of course, you know, if you ever hit me up directly, you know, I'll respond. You know, I mean, I'm not
Hollywood.
I'm not Hollywood, and I'm not like that, man. If you want to ask me a question, you want to know something, you know, you're trying to follow in my footsteps, whatever, you know, I don't care, man. I mean, you know, I'm as humble as they come, you know. You need,
that's what I told you. You know? I remember I told you I respect you because you're humble as shit. I remember that.
Know, I mean, you know, there's no sense in me trying to have an ego, you know. I mean, be proud of what you do, but you don't have to, like, you know, be like, yo, I'm the best, you know. Nah, man, I mean, it's just not me. I mean, I'm not going to try to be somebody that I ain't. And I'm not that person, you know. I'm proud of what I do, and if you fuck with me, you fuck with me, and you know, and if you don't, it's cool with me too, you know, because, you know, for every person that doesn't fuck with me, there's like 10 more that do.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, I've had a lot of hate in the scene. You know, a lot of people hate me. And a lot of it may be personal reasons. A lot of it's just be musically. You know,
it was probably because a lot of motherfuckers just can't afford to pay.
A lot of it is I'm expensive, I guess. You know. When it comes to videos and whatnot.
But you're also responsible for a lot of videos. A lot of people's videos that came out of here would not have been as great would not have been as great if you wouldn't have touched it.
Yeah. And that's just, again, comes just me, for one, trying to learn and be good at shooting videos, and second, for trying to help the scene, you know. Like I said, you know, quality is everything to me, and if I can help someone achieve that, I feel good, you know, and I feel like that might inspire, you know, these artists to go the extra mile to realize that, man, quality is important, you know, like, and quality, that's where my price derives from, you know, like, you know, if you want something good of that quality, you got to pay for it, and that's like that in life, you know. Like, let's just take sneakers for example, you know. You want the dopest sneakers, you got to pay for that, you know.
Yeah, but you know, like, them Kanye's are pretty made cheaply, and they cost so fucking much.
Aside from the Yeezys,
okay.
You know, let's keep it simple.
Yeah.
You know? All the Jordans that come out, you know, we got a lot of sneakerheads, and I know that they're, you know, even hip hop is, you know, there's a lot of sneakerheads, you know, and you want the best, you gotta pay. I mean, me personally, I can't see myself spending that much money on that. The money I would spend on J's, I could get some beats. True. You know, I could get merchandise. You know, I could, you know, make money off it. I can't make money on the Jordans unless I sell them.
Right.
And that's just where my mentality on that. You know,
likewise,
you put in, you know, if you focus less on what you don't need and what you do need, or more, I guess, what you want and what you're striving for, especially, per se, investing in yourself, I feel like you will feel better about the money you've saved, and now the money is well spent on something great, you know?
Yeah. So, any last words for the people?
You know, stay humble, stay real.
Yeah.
You know, keep doing what you want to do, and don't let anybody tell you otherwise. You know, and if I can ever help in trying to keep somebody's dream alive, holla at me, man. I'm here.
This is Behind the Mic. I'm your special host, Moke, and this is our special guest, TroubleSome. Fuck with us.
We out.
Yeah.